Hi, Chris here. In this video I will install the MagFilter Adapter Ring to the Sony RX100 VII so that I can attach an ND filter to the front of the lens. Previous models of the Sony RX100 had a ND filter built in, but since the Mark VI this was dropped for an improved zoom range. But ND filter makes a lot of sense if you want to shoot in bright sunlight and keep the shutter speed at 1/50th of a second to get the cinematic motion blur, and also use wider apertures to blur out the background. The problem is that you cannot screw a filter directly to the front of the lens. What you have to do instead is to use an adapter ring that will then hold the filter. These adapters are offered by, for example, MagFilter and LensMate. I will put links to them down in the description below. I decided to go with the 52mm MagFilter as it seems to me to have a lower profile when there's no filter attached. And as a ND filter, I chose a variable ND filter from K&F Concept, as a variable ND filter will allow for more flexibility with different lighting conditions and also for faster adjustments, as I don't have to swap out the ND filters manually. Okay, now let's install the MagFilter. First, let's open up the box and check what comes inside. In the box we find this carrying pouch. And inside the pouch we have the MagFilter adapter with the metal ring already attached to it. There is also a second metal ring as a spare part in case you lose or damage the first one. I ordered the 52mm version as I think that it is the most compact size for the Sony RX100 VII. The adapter is made out of metal and it feels really solid. Okay, now let's stick the metal ring to the front of the lens. First, let's find the correct place for it. And now let's stick it to the lens. To find the right position, I will only put it gently on the lens without applying pressure. Like this, I still can adjust the position slightly. Okay, I think I have it. Now let's press it down. And that's all. The installation is really easy. And you can barely see the metal ring. The only thing you notice is that it hides the text on the front of the lens. Here you can see that it is very flat and doesn't add to the profile of the camera. Okay, now let's see if we can connect the magnetic adapter ring. Yes, it snaps right into place. And I like the look with the red ring. And you can take it off easily, but it doesn't feel as it could fall off. Okay, now let's see if we can connect the ND filter to the adapter ring. This is the 52mm ND filter from K&F Concept. Let's open it. The filter comes in this little plastic bag. And that's what it looks like. This filter has 5 stops from ND2 up to ND32. ND2 and ND32 are hard stops at the end, so that you cannot by accident move too far. The stops in between are not fixed positions, but you can see where they are with the white markings. If you move between the stops, it changes the amount of light that can pass through. Okay, now let's screw the filter to the adapter ring. Fits perfectly. But if you turn the ND filter, it moves also the adapter ring. So you have to hold the adapter with one finger if you want to change the stops on the filter. And as before, it comes off easily. Let's check if we can use the pouch with the ND filter attached to the adapter ring. You have to press a little bit, but it fits. Now let's test the filter outside. This looks like the perfect spot. First, let's see what we get without the filter attached. I have the camera mode dial set to movie. The exposure mode is set to shutter priority with 1/50th of a second. As you can see, the aperture is maxed out at f11 and the number is flashing, meaning that it is warning us that it cannot adjust the aperture anymore. Also, we see a lot of the zebra pattern in the sky, which tells us that the sky is totally blown out. I will now put on the ND filter set to 32. As you can see, the aperture drops to f4.5 and the number stops flashing. Also, the zebra pattern in the sky disappears. Here is the video I recorded with the ND filter set to 32. I didn't apply any color grading to the clip so that you can see what comes straight out of the camera. Now let's see the same clip with color grading applied. And here's a photo I took from the same spot with the ND filter at 32 at maximum zoom range and with clear image zoom. What I like is that the MagFilter doesn't add to the height of the camera. In fact, it is flush with the camera body. The disadvantage of this compact filter size is that you will get vignetting in your photos if you are totally zoomed out. Here is an example shooting directly into the sky at 24 mm. You can clearly see the border of the filter. If you zoom in a little bit, the border disappears, but you get this X pattern where the opposite corners are darker and the two other corners are lighter. The X pattern also changes with the zoom. Here's an example at 48 mm. The border of the filter is only visible when shooting photos. In video mode you won't see the frame of the filter. Here is an example of a video starting with maximal zoom at 200 mm and then zooming out all the way to 24 mm. At the end you only notice the corner getting a little bit darker. Overall, I'm very pleased with the MagFilter and the ND filter. It will allow me to shoot videos and photos in sunny conditions and I can live with its limitations. But what do you think? If you have any feedback, leave me a comment. And if you found this video helpful, leave me a like. For more videos like this, subscribe and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.